What's up with you guys? It's the Master Key with Electric Data Bills, and I'm here back with another video. Okay, so guys, today I'm going to be talking about quit claim deeds. Okay, so over the last few weeks or so, couple months, whatever, I've been getting a lot of people who ask me about quit claim deeds. So in this video, first what I'm going to do is break down what quit claim deeds is, what they're used for, and if you're able to use them to close your wholesale deals, and if so, how. So if you're interested in learning that information, then stay tuned because that is coming up. Okay guys, welcome back. Let's jump right into it. Okay, first, what is a quit claim deed? All right, so if you're familiar with doing wholesale deals, or if you're not, or if you're just familiar with purchasing real estate, period, or if you're not, you need to know that there's specific types of deeds. You have warranty deeds, you have quit claim deeds, you have all of these different types of deeds that you can get when you close on a property. All right, so a quit claim deed is pretty much like, it's like your most simplest type of deed. So you just need it's like a one form sheet of paper, 1 or 2 pages, and you get these quit claim deeds from law offices, like not like attorneys offices, but like stores that sell like law documents and things like that. So you'll go to the store and you'll get the deed. You open the deed up, you fill out all the information. So the person who is selling the property, you fill out information. The person who is purchasing the property, they pretty much get that sheet of paper from that person. It has to be notarized. So they know that, hey, the person who's signing off on it is actually the person who's selling it, because if you didn't do that, you have a lot of people just going out here filling out these forms and just pretty much stealing people's properties. All right, so you pretty much get the form, and the form, you get it notarized, and you actually can just take this sheet of paper down to the county of wherever the property is. You take it down to that county and you just file that paperwork, and they transfer the property from the previous person's name into your name. And it's, you know, it's simple. It's like that. So the thing about it is, there is no like no type of, I don't want to say security, but there's no type of, like, you're taking a lot of risk if you do a quit claim deed, because you don't do any title, you know, you don't do any title work, you don't check the property at all. And that's why people actually go to title companies and they go to attorneys to do their closings, opposed to just filing quit claim deeds. Because quit claim deeds it's all quit claim deed, but it is a quick process. So you just fill out the form, you take it down to the county, you get it filed, and then the property transfers like that. Okay, so with that being said, you know, there's no title search, there's no insurance, there's no it's pretty much nothing protecting you. So whatever is on that property, you have to take it on. So if there's liens, judgments, anything negative that might be on that property, you'll have to take it on. And that's why a lot of the time these type of deeds are transferred between family members. So let's say if the grandmother owns the property and she wants to transfer over to the son or the grandson, granddaughter, an auntie want to transfer it over to a brother or a nephew or uncle or whatever. It's usually done between family members, because family members usually know what's on the property. They can trust each other. They can discuss with each other what's going on. They don't, you know, and if they don't care or whatever, that, you know, you can, you know, go ahead and transfer on it, right? So that's why it's usually done like between parties that know each other, but people who don't know each other can do it too. Okay, so that's pretty much what a quit claim deed is. All right, now let's talk about using quit claim deeds for your wholesale deals. So I have closed several deals, several wholesale deals via quitclaim deed. So it can be done, and if you want to do it, what you're going to want to do is pretty much full disclosure to. Okay, before I jump into that, let's talk about why. Why would the seller want to close quitclaim deed? Okay, let's talk about that first before I talk about how I did it. So, you think, okay, seller, you want to sell your property, why not let's just go to title? Now, honestly, me as a wholesaler, when I wholesale deals, I want to go to title, because title, you know, they do a lot of the work. They do a fantastic job. They do all of these things to make sure that the closing is going smooth and clear, and make sure everybody gets taken care of, and all of those type of things. So if a seller decides to not want to go to title for whatever reason, they suggest quitclaim. So if I could just think back to a couple of my quitclaim deed properties, what was the reasoning why they didn't want to do it? And it pretty much why they didn't want to go to title, and it pretty much was the same reason for each situation. And what it was is, there's something going on with the property that is just financially, it doesn't make sense to go through with title, because there's going to be certain type of stipulations and requirements that the seller just isn't in a position to do at that time. It just wouldn't be smart for them, and vice versa, probably for the buyer as well. So for an example, one of the properties, well, both of the properties, they were in the suburbs. So if we could just, you know, go to, because guys, we got to remember, every state and every city and every county is different, okay? So I'm speaking off of my experience in the counties that I've worked in and the state that I had worked in with quitclaim deeds. So please definitely take that disclaimer, guys. I'm only speaking about my experience and what I went through. So if your city or state or county is different, you definitely want to ask questions with professionals who live in your area. But you can just take all of this information that I'm giving you, and you can you'll know exactly. Okay, so the properties were in the suburbs. So in the counties that I was working, the suburbs have specific stipulations now, and every city is different. That's one thing that I know too. Every city's requirements is different. Every county's requirements is different. So I'll give you guys an example. Like in one city, they may say, okay, so this type of house, if you taking it to title, you have to put, they have these things called POS, is a point of sale, okay? So if you got to understand, with wholesale deals, they're distressed properties. So they're properties that need a lot of work. They're properties that have lots of violations and all of these different type of things. So the county is pretty much saying, hey, you need to get this stuff up to code. You got to put money in escrow. You got to do all of these different type of things before you can sell. You may have to pay certain things before you can sell. So these are some of the burdens that the sellers don't want to go through. And another thing that's really huge too is, a lot of the times, all of the time, when your property goes through title, if there's any judgments on that property, any back taxes, any liens, that stuff has to be paid before the property transfers, okay? So it has to be dealt with and paid before any transfer is done, okay? So that's the reason why a lot of sellers, they just don't want to deal with that. They just, like, it's a headache problem. They want to get rid of it. They don't want to deal with any of this type of stuff. So these are reasons why sellers would like to close via quitclaim deed. Now, as far as wholesaling these type of properties, yes, like I said, I have done them before, and this is how you want to do it, okay? Because I see people asking questions, can you do it? You know, I had lots of people asking me before, and I've had a lot of people ask me recently. So actually that's why I made this video, because I just want to break it all down so you guys can understand. So okay, so what I was able to do, okay, how I was able to put together these wholesale deals. Okay, so we already know what type of time the seller is on. We know what they need. We know what they want. We know their struggles, all of that type of stuff, okay? So how can you do this in a way that makes sense? the most important thing you're going to want to think about is full disclaimer. You're going to want to let your buyers know what's going on, okay? Let them know, hey, this is the property. This is what's going on with the property. Let them know everything up front. But before you do that, most important thing you want to do too is make sure the numbers work, okay? Make sure the numbers work, all right? If the numbers don't work, then you're wasting your time. So make sure the numbers work, and then when you talk to your buyers, let them know what's going on, let them know the numbers, let them know, see the photos, let them know, inspect the property, whatever it is they want to do. So they can know, hey, I do want this property, I can work with you, okay? So once you do that, a lot of the time, so think about, why would a buyer want to buy a property that's quitclaim? So for the main reason is because they're really good deals. They're really, really, really good deals, okay? And a lot of times, what you can do is, let's say one of these properties have back taxes on it. Well, you may be thinking of it as a negative, but actually it could be a positive, because once you quit claim the property, let's say the property got $15,000 in back taxes on it, and you quit claim the property, so now you take on the debt of the $15,000. But guess what? Now you can go downtown to the county and get a payment plan on that $15,000. So in other words, you actually just got $15,000 financed. All right, because you got to remember, you're taking that $15,000 out of the seller's bottom line. So let's say if the seller wants $50,000 for the property, well, cool. $15,000 of that is in the back taxes. So the $15,000 comes out of the $50,000, which will take you down to $35,000. So now instead of bringing $50,000 to the table, you only got to bring $35,000 to the table. So those back taxes actually helps with funding. So now you own the property. You can go downtown to the county and get the $15,000 on the payment plan. Now you only got to pay $60 a month on the taxes. So these are things that investors are thinking about. So investors don't mind back taxes, because ultimately any liens, any debts on the property, that's actually free financing for them, because the sellers, so eager to get out of the property, and they don't mind taking on the debt, because for whatever reason they can use that $15,000 now to fix the property up, to put into making the property better, and now maybe they only got to go get money to do the rehab. You know what I mean? So that is the reason why an investor would be open to doing a quitclaim deed as well. Okay, so cool. All right, we got that out the way. So now, how to actually get this done? Okay, we know why the seller wants to do it. We know why the buyer wants to do it. We know what it is. How can we get this done? Okay, so like I said, I'm just talking about what I did. So what I was able to do is I was able to meet with the seller, just me and the seller. Now, you guys, listen to me very, very carefully. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this stuff based off what was successful for me. And then you guys think about your personalities, your relationships with people, how you're able to interact with people, because if you're nervous around people, if you're shy, if you're one of those type of people that don't take control over situations, and the situation might just blow up in your face, hey, don't say I told you to do anything. I'm just telling you what worked for me, what I did based off my strengths, okay? So I met up with the seller, all right? I met up with the seller. We met with the notary. The seller was able to sign off all the paperwork. We were able to get it notarized. I took the paperwork, okay, and on one of the transactions, the buyer actually was there too. Now, I suggest not having the seller and the buyer ever together, but on a situation like this, we're at the last. We're done. Like, the seller just waiting on her check, so we're done. If she want to flip, that's on her. So what? And she didn't know. She didn't know still that I was getting cut a check, and she didn't even know what my check was, so it didn't matter. But so the seller was there. We got her paperwork notarized. The buyer actually came a little bit after. So she gave me the papers with her notarized signature, giving me, access to the property for the sale. The buyer brought 2 checks. One check in the seller's name with her proceeds, another check with my name and my proceeds. So then the buyer gives me the checks. I give the check to the seller. She takes on off. and then I keep the other check for myself. And then I give the paperwork, the notarized signed quitclaim deed, to the buyer. Now the buyer fills in his information or her information, and then he or she takes it down to the county alone to get the property transferred. So that's what I did on one of the transactions. Now on the second transaction that I can tell you guys about, it was a little different. On another transaction that I did, it was I met with the seller. She signed everything, got everything notarized. On this particular property, the numbers were so, like, this seller was in such a hole that all of the money was in the debt of the house. So she was not getting any physical cash back. She wasn't getting any proceeds back. She was just getting out of a situation that was a headache. She was just getting out of a situation that was very debtful to her. So her property was just, it was bad, and it was in very, very high distress. And every month she was paying taxes on it. She was paying water bill. She was paying sewer. She was paying insurance. So she had all of these costs that she was paying every month that was just taking money out of her pocket, and the property was vacant. So it was not getting any cash flow. It was not, no relatives was staying there for it to be any type of asset to her. It was nothing but draining her, and it was just taking money out of her pocket. So she wasn't getting any proceeds back. So with that being said, I didn't have to cut her any check. She signed off, everything got notarized. She gave me the paper. That was different. I informed her, hey, I'm going to take over all the debts. I'm going to get and it was a small sewer and water bill on the property too. So that money she would have gotten back, but because it was debt on the house, she had forfeited that too. So she was done. So this particular buyer though, he was kind of like, I ain't gonna say he was newer, but he just wasn't familiar with this. So I wanted to ease his mind. He wanted me to go down to the county with him, okay, before he actually gave me my proceeds. So I went downtown with him, gave him the paperwork. He had the check, so he gave me the check. He gave me a cashier's check down at the county. He gave me that, and I just was down there with him in support. I didn't have to do nothing. I didn't have to say anything to nobody, because remember, I'm out of it. My name isn't on anything. I'm just the person that's helping everybody out. I'm the point guard in this. I'm just making sure everybody get what they want. Everybody get what they came here for. Hey, I'm out of it. Don't nobody need to know me. Don't nobody need to see me. I ain't got to go talk to nobody, nothing. All of our stuff is in the assignment agreements and the purchase agreements. Besides that, I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So I just went down there with him for support. So he gave me my proceeds at the county. So I just stood out down there, as support for him. He went in with the notarized paperwork, and he went and filed and got everything done. He just wanted me to pretty much stay until everything was done, just to make sure he didn't run into any problems, because he had never done it before. So I kind of just helped him with that. He went in there and filed it. Everything was smooth. Everything was great. I got my proceeds. He got his house. The seller got out of her debt, and everything was smooth. So guys, that's what I was able to do. I know I was kind of all over the place, because this video is pretty spontaneous. I didn't break it down into steps or anything like that, which I maybe should have. Maybe I'll do another one in the future where I break it down more strategically, but I hope you guys were able to follow that, what I was able to do. What is a quitclaim? Why sellers want a quitclaim? Why buyers want a quitclaim? How you get paid off a quitclaim? That's pretty much the meat and potatoes of this video. So I hope you guys were able to follow. I hope you was able to get it, and I hope you guys are confident that you can, yes you can, close wholesale transactions via quitclaim deed. You can do seller financing via quitclaim deed and all of these type of things. So that is all I got for this video, guys. I hope you guys got some value out of it. If you have, share it with somebody who you think it may help. Hit that like button. one time to help the algorithm or whatever, help this video get to more people, because that's what we're all about. That's what we're trying to do it. And if you haven't yet, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. What are you guys doing? Hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You know, we're only going to keep that more fire content coming. All right. You guys, you see I'm big chilling. You know, I'm chilling. You know, I'm just starting my day with a video. About to go get some work done. Because guess what? I got this free masterclass that I'm launching very, very, very soon. I know you guys have been waiting on it. I've been working really hard on it. And if you have not already, go ahead and hit that link in the description and make sure you register for the masterclass, because it's damn near here now. It's on the way, and you don't want to miss it, because not a lot of people will be allowed to get it. It won't be up for a long time. So go ahead and get that value while you can, where I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do what I do, and a whole lot more, guys. So that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much. One more quick thing that I wanted to say that I missed in the video. When shortly after I finished, I started thinking about it. Okay, so I told you guys that family members, they do this a lot. Another main reason why family members do this is because, like a vehicle, you have to put the price on a quitclaim deed, right? So just like a vehicle, you could put gift. And if you put gift, then you don't have to pay taxes on the property when you transfer it. So that's another reason why a lot of family members just exchange it within themselves. You could just put gift, and you don't have to pay taxes on the purchase price. And also, with that being said, when you take a property to title, there is costs. So the average title company, after all the fees and costs, you will be around $1,200, $1,200 to $1,500 in cost. Quitclaim deeds cost like $100 to do. So it's not a ton of money, not a huge difference, but to a lot of people, or to some people, that difference is huge. So they'll do a quitclaim deed to go around having to pay those title fees, and also paying taxes on the property if it's somebody that they know or a family member. Regardless of what they paid in the exchange for the property, they could just put gift, and then you don't have to pay the taxes on the property. So I just definitely wanted to add that in as well.